like London-y puns and things. Like, I gotta get over there and see our friend of the show, Josh Allen. We're gonna see if we can work that out. But I guess we should talk about last night. It wasn't the cleanest night of football, really on either side, but the Seahawks defense was so good. They racked up 11 sacks. They fueled the team to a 24-3 win. The offense wasn't super clicking for our friends in Seattle last night. Gino left the game for a hot minute with a knee injury as well, and then he came back in the second half. But we know how much firepower they have. I'm not like super concerned with it. What they didn't have last year was the defense, guys. They ranked 26th in 2022, and in my opinion, that's what cost them the playoffs, okay? That's what cost them some love into the postseason last year. So what a statement. Could you make a bigger statement in Mara's backyard? No, you couldn't. They showed what the unit could do. It was really the two big offseason additions that shine the brightest. Bobby Wagner, back in action. Love him, could not love him more. 17 tackles, 2 sacks, one of my favorite players. And then the player I became obsessed with as we went to Kansas City and in front of those fountains in the draft stage and Roger Goodell and all that, we talked to Devon Witherspoon, and I just knew wherever you go, you're going to be a stud. And then he goes to Seattle, and he ends up having one of the most impactful all-around games I have seen from a corner. He was making, this is a quarterback, like Harrison Smith, hold my beer. Like, he was making, like, as far as playing out of your position and doing everything. Big time hits in the run game. He had 7 tackles. He was just barking all night long. I loved it. He was getting after the quarterback. He had 2 sacks. What business do you have having 2 sacks? 3 quarterback hits. And then he delivers this right here. This just broke the backs of every Giants fan ever. Paul Verzi joining us tomorrow. Don't even show up, Paul. Paul, don't even show up to talk about this 97-yard pick six when the Giants were looking to make this a 1-scorer in the 3rd quarter. This was the stuff of legends last night. You got Richard Sherman tweeting about you and your performance. You love it. And Devon was an absolute force between and after the whistles. And it had me thinking back to that morning in KC and the chat we had, and me and Marissa are trying to find our Uber driver with like 90,000 donuts for us, and we're sitting there worrying about that. And then we have Rich Paul in the building, and there's all this going on. And then lo and behold, in walks in Devon Witherspoon, and I just love him. And when I read a quote from his defensive coordinator at Illinois, take a listen to what he said. You were as confident as Deion Sanders was and talk as much trash as he did. Now, you do hit. That's something Deion didn't do very much. But what do you make of the trash talk on the NFL level? Is that going to continue?
Oh, yeah. That's just who I am for real. But I don't want to get too many time calls. So I don't want to do nothing to make the refs mad about that. But, yeah, that's just who I am. I just love to express the way I feel and express my passion and emotions for the game. So.
What are you saying out there? Are you talking reckless? I can't
really say that on TV. I can't say that on camera. Well,
he was so nice. I don't think you guys understand. He was like the nicest, sweetest young man. And then it's hard to picture. How do you go from that to what you were last night on the field? An absolute Destructicon, okay? We saw it in full display and a star. This is one of those fun guys. It's like I had one of these moments last year just because I was in the building when Christian Watson finally broke out, you know, and he did it against the Patriots. It was like week 4, week 3, week 4, and you just thought, oh, there he goes, and then a confidence start, and it's a snowball effect. And I was like, I'm going to grab everything that comes. This was the same kind of thing. And even more because it was bright lights. It was Monday Night Football. A star was born, and it was great to see. The Seahawks guys, they have their bye week now, and they are 3-1, sitting pretty and pretty good in the NFC, even though I know they got those Niners to contend with. Now, on the Giants side, okay, let me just, get comfortable here. I don't know what to say. Do I support Daniel Jones? Yes. Do I want the Giants to be good? Yes. They were completely dysfunctional last night. The 11 sacks, the most of any team, that any team's allowed in a single game since the 2007 Eagles, when ironically, Osi Umenyiora and the Giants got to Donovan McNabb 12 times on Sunday Night Football. There were special teams, miscues, dramas, misfires. The defense played well overall. There were huge mistakes that are huge, what's with the missed tackles? I'd love to hear from my YouTube chat here. At Up and Adams, we appreciate it. I'm seeing Daboll's the word. Daboll's the word that I keep getting here, and we'll get to that. But, what's with the missed tackles? What's with the big problems and key moments? And then there's, pick 6 that we just saw earlier. Listen, Dave, I get it, the frustration. understandably, but it's just the poor surface. Like, what did the surface have to do with anything? Who's, that poor thing just gets beat up on that sideline. So he tosses the tablet. It's demonstrative. He was demonstrative the whole game. It's hard to have a ton of success when you're getting sacked 11 times, but you have to call it what it is. Daniel had some opportunities to get the Giants back in the game, and he wasn't able to cash in when he had those chances either. So that's why Daboll's so upset. It's like, I know I'm putting you in a bad spot, but you can't throw a pick. That can't happen. And Daboll here is talking about the tablet gate last night.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into the particulars of it. Just we didn't get the job done.
What did you want him to do on that play?
Yeah, well, obviously not throwing interceptions. So.
Danny saying Daboll misses Buffalo right about now. Okay. Jerry Actrick is saying that the Giants defense seemed afraid to hit near the sidelines. Okay. And we've got, it's not DJ from Tila. It's not DJ, it's our O-line forcing Jones to run for his life and to quickly throw a pass. The O-line looks terrible. Yes, and we asked him about Andrew Thomas last week when we had him on Tuesday, and he was like, I hope he plays. I don't know. And but I mean, is he Superman? Is he Joe Burrow? Like, is he going to come like save the day and like lift the entire spirit of the offense and defense? What's with the defense? What's up? And it's not going to get any easier for the Giants. They go to Miami and Buffalo over the next 2 weeks. This team, they're not healthy. They need to get there, and they need to do some serious. I don't know. Like, I trust Daboll. Gronk will be on tomorrow. I'm sure. I can't wait to talk to him about this. Like, deep digging, soul searching. If they're going to get themselves through this stretch and have any, I don't even know. Like, what are we even talking about here? A chance to make the playoffs. This is the team that was like, I thought, this is what everybody wanted the Bears to be this year. Like, the shiny team that nobody was talking about. They get in, and this year was supposed to be a marked leap, like a big step from where they were last year. It's not looking like it, at least not now. So, okay, outside of that, let me see what else. I hate these stupid polls, you guys. Stop with the polls. Alex and the polls. I can't. Oh, geez, I just reported the poll. I just reported the poll with a red flag. Okay, there we go. Now it's gone. Giants had 11 days to prep for this. Okay, but they did have 3 primetime games in the first 4 weeks. Like, that's not fun. And like this, by the way, this did nothing for Daniel Jones's. I mean, I did the heavy lifting on Jones and his woes, and with Hamilton on this. Hamilton, are you around even? I don't know if you're logged on or not. But like, I'd love to get the primetime take from our resident Giants fan. Is he around or logged in? No. I mean, we did work on those primetime numbers to try to make the case for like
Yeah, and it was the crux of it was let's give him a chance to see what he can do in a functional environment, right? Because we saw the dysfunction of the Joe Judge era and Gettleman, and they didn't have the talent around him, and now they finally put some talent around him. Daboll's in charge, seems to be the adult in the room. Let's just give him a chance to show what he can do now that he has some more player pieces around him, a more functional environment. And as you mentioned off the top, it looked completely dysfunctional. I was waiting for the Scooby-Doo unmasking of Daboll, to reveal Joe Judge still as the head coach. It was that bad last night. But again, not to make any excuses, missing Andrew Thomas and getting sacked 11 times and not having Saquon out there, those are significant factors. So the talent that he expected to have around him has not been there, but he's got to play. Bottom line, he's got to play better. And there were opportunities. If he doesn't throw that pick six, if he throws a touchdown there instead of a pick six, I think the Giants have a great shot at winning that game. That's a play that totally swings the entire balance of that game and really costs them.
I mean, I know you're excited about Wagner on the other side. Loved him. Loved seeing him, Witherspoon, all of that. I see what you're saying, but like you can't. That's the whole primetime argument. You can't. You didn't throw the touchdown. It just feeds in and spirals like that. That moment's all that matters. Yeah. And I'm sure the Daboll stuff, but like the leaving him in was a little head scratching for me. And I'm not trying to create drama. And I obviously love and respect Daboll, but I kind of said the same thing about Rodney Harrison. Like it felt personal. Like what are you just like? Are you mad at him? Are you just like go in there and figure it out like that? Is that the kind of tough love with your bajillion-dollar product that you? I don't know like what the thought was with not yanking him after I don't know number 9.
Yeah, it is a great question because, I think there is that element of you want him to kind of try to work through his issues. But to your point, I don't know if anything constructive is happening there because they can't protect him. Yeah. You're risking him getting hurt. And I think he was clearly rattled last night by getting hit that many times. He wasn't seeing things well. He was trying to just get the ball out as quickly as possible. Yeah. And sometimes in that situation, you're only going to do more harm than good. Or most of the time in that situation, you're only going to do more harm than good. So it's a great point.
All right. Scram. We'll talk to you later. Hammer, we appreciate you. We got Robert Mays on the show. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest Up and Adams content right on YouTube.